My two favorite things are blue eyes, white dragons, and telling Mokuba to shut up. I'm AI Kaiba.
Welcome to another video. Today we are playing the Duelist Cup, and day one of Duelist Cup I am playing Sharks. Sharks is obviously not as good as it is in TCG without the amazing Toad, but we still got some pretty sweet plays. Lifeless Leaffish, we are playing obviously along with the Crystal Sharks, and there's some new Shark cards coming out soon. Let me know if you've seen them, but Sharks are getting a lot of support in the main deck and in the extra deck. A bunch of Sharks that summon themselves for free. We got Shark Poplar coming. When it gets added to the hand, it summons itself. So let me know what you guys are expecting from the Sharks. Think they're going to be good? They're not even in TCG yet. We'll see if they make a splash in the TCG. We are of course going into the Armored Shark package right now. Unfortunately, we had to negate the Maxi, which means our Maxi also negated for the opponent's turn. But we got some pretty solid disruption in our end board. We're going to have the full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. We're going to use the Armored XZ to equip. And there's a reason we're doing this. Now, with the Armored Torpedo equipped, he cannot be targeted by card effects. Alright, there we go. If he battles also, opponent can't activate card effects. And we negate all effects of face-up monsters they control. So that is some flavor text right there on our Chunky Shark. And we get to add that back to our hand to use again next turn. Let's set. Alright, now you got to be careful with this trap. Trap is very tricky. Full Armored XZ. You want its second effect in the graveyard to attach an XZ monster to another monster you control as material. But to do that, it needs to be in the graveyard, so you need to flip it up. And to flip it up, you have to be able to XZ summon using monsters on your field. So we're leaving the Crystal Shark and the Abyss Shark not XZ summon, so that we can summon on the opponent's turn with the full armor and get in the graveyard. Opponent, what are you doing? Opponent playing Rescue Ace with the Emergency. We are going to get full armored XZing right now. Summon our Stealth Kraken. Stealth Kraken will let us pop a card. A monster. Opponent immediately tributing the Rescue Ace Impulse and then banishing from graveyard to summon Preventer. Alright, now we are going to eat the Preventer before they get another Rescue Ace on the field. If they have another Rescue Ace, they can quick effect flip face down a monster. So we're gonna immediately full armored XZ. Now after the summon happens, new chain, full armor Dark Knight, yoink their monster, and opponent doesn't want to see anymore. They are done. That's how you play Sharks. Let's see how they do. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, so if you want to see the deck list, I'll have it at the end of the video, so just make sure to stick around. Now I'm playing the Horus engine with Sharks because Sharks on their own, they need a little bit of help. Alright, and generic recursive engine like the Horus engine, pretty solid for Sharks. You know, you can tell me if I'm wrong, if I should be playing something else. Also considered playing Kashtira. Kashtira kind of synergizes with Sharks pretty well because they're both XZs. And the Kashtiras themselves are pretty strong, have some nice floodgate effects. But we're playing Horus. Horus instead. You let me know what you think, if there's another archetype that should be played with Sharks. I thought about Shark Ice Barrier too. Definitely an option. Sharks playing a very high density of the hand traps. Playing a lot of level 4 Sharks, a lot of hand traps. This is a very grindy event, so people are grinding. Hope Harbinger is my rank 8 XZ to take advantage of the Horus package. This is going to let us quick effect negate a spell effect. Only spells, sadly, not traps as well. But spell negate is not that bad. This is our kind of frog substitute right here. We're going to add XZ Remora back to the hand. We're going to detach 2 materials to summon the XZ Remora. Sadly, we didn't have enough space to summon fish from the graveyard. If I was planning things, I would have summoned this in the extra monster zone. But we got Pop, we got Yoink, because in the graveyard we got the full armored XZ. You saw me, I discarded with the King Sarcophagus. So we got the Yoink, we got the spell negate, and we got the Pop. Alright, opponent. Here we go. Also Maxi. Maxi, I don't think I've ever had it resolved in this event. Everyone's got every Maxi answer. So your Maxis are getting negated. It's just like trade a card for a card. Every game starts at 4 cards. Maybe that's the solution to Yugioh. Opponent playing Kashtiras. We're going to immediately pop that before they search. Or banish. Opponent actually secretly playing Tearlaments. Now, sometimes I let the Tearlaments start milling, but today I am going to deny the Shiren. Shiren, stay in the hand. Alright. We still got Spell Negate. We still got our Monster Yoink. Opponent sending Havness. Havness going to activate Fusion Summon. Alright, we're going to make sure we are on that next chain with our Yoink. Full Armored XZ. Attach the torpedo, protect it from being targeted, and opponent go into the Kikalos. We're gonna immediately on the next chain here yoink the Kikalos. Keep it safe, all right? If you're playing the tier limits deck I played last time, tier limit Lightsworn, check that out on the channel if you missed it. You don't even need Kikalos, all right? We have Kikalos in that deck, but we don't need it because we got the fusion substitutes. Opponent sending Shiren to the graveyard. Shiren gonna fusion summon into a Kaleido Heart, and they probably really want to target the full armor Dark Knight Lancer, but they cannot because he says equip monster can't be targeted with card effects. So opponent not going to be targeting that right now. Out of rage, they targeted the Exi material, and oh, there we go, Typhon. And this is another card, right? We're playing in this deck. You let me know how you feel on Typhon. I feel Typhon. Sometimes it's good, but it's only good if you're kind of already winning. It feels like if you're behind and you make a Typhon, it's like the last scream before you get got. Opponent bouncing our Shark back to the hand. We still got our Spell Negate. Opponent popping the Stealth Kraken. When it dies, it summons the Kraken spawn. We are playing the spawn. It attaches the material. Alright, back to our turn. It is our turn. Let's go. Draw an evenly matched. That is for going second, but we don't need it right now. Let's draw a card by shuffling some fish back into the deck with the Lifeless Leaf Fish. We don't need that second evenly matched. Let's turn it into a Horus. Rank up into the Typhon. Your Typhon is been beat by my Typhon. Bounce back to the hand. Attach the Shark. Give it a boost. Give it an additional attack. Detach the material. Get a second attack. That is the effect of the Armored Exi. And opponent, Typhon lethal. Love to see it, Sharks. Breaking apart Tearland's Kashtira. Let's go on to the next game. I do think that Sharks in their current form, alright, definitely need some out of archetype support because the lack of Toad really hurting the Sharks here. Let's use our Horus to discard full Armored Exi to the graveyard, draw an additional random card, and get the King Sark. Gonna use Lifeless Leaf Fish to send Buzzsaw to the graveyard. We're gonna use Abyss Shark to get a Silent Angler. Angle it up. Now, I probably should have, instead of getting Silent Angler, gotten the level 5 fish that summons itself for free. Because when you use the Silent Angler, you can't summon from the hand for the rest of the turn, so it kind of locks the Remora up a little bit. So sequencing in this deck can get a little tricky. Unfortunately, we don't have Shark Poplar yet. Exi Armor Fortress. Gonna detach 1 to get the Armored Exi. We are gonna rank it up into the Dark Knight Lancer since we already got our trap in the graveyard. And we're gonna pass to the opponent. Opponent, we got exactly 1 point of interaction. It's a bit sloppy. Like I was saying, this is sloppy. We got 1 yoink, and that's it. Sloppy play. Opponent, Allure of the Darkness, Pot of Greed, getting a Thunder Dragon. And what are we gonna do to Thunder Dragons? Alright, I think we're just gonna yoink their biggest Thunder Dragon and hope that that works. Alright, opponent making Cross Sheep. Opponent really cooking over there with the Cross Sheep, so they can fusion summon, and when they fusion summon, they can special summon a level 4 from the graveyard. Is that going to be enough? Opponent, Thunder Dragon Colossus. They get to summon it using a Thunder monster if they activate a Thunder card effect in the hand. They are resummoning and going into a SP Little Knight, but they did not use a Link monster, so no banish. Opponent making the Bistro Baldrake. Yoinking the Horus from the graveyard. Drawing an additional card. And I'm really regretting having only 1 point of interaction here. And here is the Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn gonna spin. And what can we even do here? Alright. Because unfortunately, I was testing this out. Armor Torpedo says, equip monster can't be targeted by card effects. But if they've already been targeted and you attach the Armor Torpedo, I don't think it does anything. But opponent is scared that it does do something. And is SP Little Knight dodging to prevent their own spin. So opponent, good job protecting your guy from his own effect. Maybe we can take advantage of opponent's misplay. Smash in all our stuff. We're going to slap him with the evenly matched because we want to use the battle phase on our turn. Opponent 1 back row. Getting back the Little Knight. We got our Shark back. So we could activate this Armored Exi. Try and attach a Exi material from the graveyard to our full armor Dark Knight, but opponent is going to respond with the SP Little Knight. So let's start things off with the Sarcophagus. Opponent just going to use the SP right away, sending the full armor Dark Knight to the space zone. He'll come back later. Let's send our Horuses to the graveyard, resummon them, and this is the power of Horus. All right, let's fish draw a card, shuffle our fish back to draw an additional card and show off the power of Horus. Buzzsaw Shark, excellent here. Let's make a shark and yoinkify with the Silent Honor Arc. Alright, everybody's going to be playing this in the future because there's a new spell that reveals this in the extra deck to add a shark to your hand, which is pretty sweet. Shark Search is, Shark Rhoda is pretty good. Let's yoink the Thunder Dragon. Let's hit opponent for not quite lethal damage, almost lethal. And let's go into our spell negate. Spell negate with the Hope Harbinger. Eggsy Remora, detach the materials from our Xyz. Summon some more fish. And go into an additional Xyz. It's the Stealth Kraken. Alright, so we got pop. An opponent would take burn damage from the pop if they summon a monster, so they don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. They are done. There you go. Thunder Dragons getting beat by Sharks, mostly because of their misplays, outplaying my misplays. But, you know, we take it. Let's go on to the next game. If you like Sharks, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back next time playing some Umi Sword Soul. Umi Sword Soul is one of my favorite old decks, and I think it's pretty competitive still. So we're going to be testing it out in the event, see how it does. Opponent playing Centurions. We're going to Ash Blossom the Centurion Primera effect to search for the field spell. They still should be able to do a synchro play here, but opponent's just passing the turn. Okay, opponent's got nothing except one back row. Let's draw. Let's activate Horus, discarding a Ice Bear to the graveyard, and you'll notice, alright, in the deck list, there's no Ice Bear. It's because I removed the Ice Bear. I thought Ice Bear was not carrying its weight, also locking us into waters, prevented us from resummoning the Horuses, which is one of the ways we were grinding out games, so I cut it. Alright, Ice Bear got cut. It was a hard choice, but with only one Foolish Burial, Foolish Burial Goods, it's definitely way less consistent. We're going to search for an Abyss Shark here, though. Also, cut the Turtle, because without Ice Bear to search the Turtle, it's just not as consistent. So we're playing more hand traps, less Turtle. I know it's hard, but that's just life sometimes. Let's summon Xyz Remora, summon our Abyss Shark. Turtle their monster there, because it was the tuner. So if opponent activated the Centurion Trudea, somehow had some sort of fusion summon, they would have been able to tuner it. So we're just going to turn it into a Turtle. Play it safe. Bahamut Shark, activate. An opponent, they always miss this, alright? You don't negate this. This doesn't summon Toad anymore, alright? When it summons Toad, yes, you negate it. But in MasterDuel, it does not summon Toad. It summons a level 3, and then you rank it up into Armor Fortress. So, yeah, bit of a misplay on the negate there. They probably should have negated the Armor Fortress instead, but you know what? We'll take it. Armored Xyz, full armored is here. Let's get our full armored Dark Knight Lancer. Let's add an Xyz Remora back to the hand. Let's get Yoinkin. Attach our shark to our shark and get Yoinkin. Yoink the turtle. And let's just slap opponent for a little bit of damage. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of damage. Just hit him a little bit extra with the double attack. And yeah, we got our full armored XZ on the field, which we cannot currently use. So we have nothing to rank up into. But we do have the Abyss Shark. One funny thing about this, okay? Fun fact. Alright, if opponent attacks our XZ, we can make Zeus with this. Okay, we can turn our monster into Zeus. We can also make Starflare Siphon, Super Star, this is hard to say. Super Star Slayer, Typhon, Sky Crisis. If opponent summons 5 or more monsters during their turn. So this card actually a little bit extra utility, and that is why we're playing this Super Star Flare Typhon. I'm just gonna call it Typhon from now on, so I don't get tongue twisted on it. Trudea going back to the back row, summoning the Centurion again. We're gonna Ash Blossom. It stopped them last time. Let's see if it stops them this time. We have literally no interaction unless opponent attacks our XZ or summons a couple times. We have no way to attach an XZ. Maybe opponent will pop our back row for us. Opponent going into a Legadia. Legadia gonna activate and pop a monster and draw a card, which is pretty fun for them. And it's pretty not fun for us. Our poor AZ is just gonna get popped. Straight to Pop Town. Alright, an opponent slapping us. But they got this big chunky guy and they got one set back row. So we shall see. If we draw the right shark here, we might be able to get him. Imseti is not a shark, but we'll give it a shot. Opponent summoning Centurion Primera. Alright, we do get to draw a random card in addition to our regular draw. And I forget how long ago I activated Ice Bear, so are we still waterlocked? I literally don't remember. It is turn 4, so probably not. I think we activated it at turn 1. Drawn Buzzsaw. Waterlock no longer matters. Let's activate this to bait out some interaction for them. They do not have it. Let's go into the right-hand shark, go into the Stealth Kraken. Pop, there's Legadia, and that is lethal damage with the Jelly Sting. Love it. Just barely pulling through with sharks against the Centurions. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. Our opponent is going first. We got our sharky hand, but no hand traps. And opponent is playing the U-Bells. Now, sometimes going second, we have a little bit of a shot. We'll see how many interruptions our opponent can set up here with the uninterrupted U-Bell. And U-Bell is pretty crazy because I think if they're not interrupted on their turn, they can set up more interruptions than you have cards. So let's see. Opponent gonna end with, they already got a monster negate with Phantom U-Bell, which makes Nibiru dead. So Nibiru pretty bad right now. Sorry Nibiru, but you are monster effect and you get negated by Phantom U-Bell. Opponent getting a lot of summons here and going into the Unchained Solar Rage. That is a yoink. They get a pop with the escape. So they got a pop, they got yoink, that's 2. And they're going into Apollo USA with 3 negates. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of interaction here. That's 1 for each card in our hand. Plus they have 1 set back row. Plus they have an additional card in the hand. Alright, let's see what is their final card. Let's try and do anything. Alright, maybe opponent will forget to negate some stuff and we'll be able to make some plays. Buzzsaw Shark summoning the X Remora, and opponent immediately yoinking it with the Unchained Soul. Immediately gets yoinked. SP Lil Nate gonna also banish our Buzzsaw Shark. Now we are going to White Mirror. Opponent has only, they don't have any spell trap negates. They only have monster negates. So this actually is gonna resolve. We get our Egg Remora back and we get to add 1 to the hand. Can we sneak in a Silent Sea Nettle? Well, all of these, sadly, none of these are inherent summons. All of these are monster effects, which means they are all going to get negated, almost certainly, unless opponent forgets. Maybe they will forget to negate. Would have loved an inherent summon on the Silent Sea Nettle. Opponent SP Lil not going to banish. Not even wasting a negate on this. Poor Silent Sea Nettle. Not enough attack power to get over the Apollo, and even if we did, we cannot attack the Apollo because the Phantom of U-Bell has to be attacked because of Nightmare Pain. So is that fair? I don't think so. I think Apollo getting banned in TCG was the right play. Opponent negating the effect of our Abyss Shark to summon itself. And what can we do? Alright, we're locked into Xyz. We're not locked into Waters. Like normally in this position we might be able to make a Typhon Sky Crisis, but I think for some reason we are locked out of making Typhon. I forget the reason, but we are scooping it up. Opponent, they got us. Alright, these things happen. Let's go on to the next game. It was the Jelly. The Sea Nettle locks us into Waters. Opponent playing Sword Soul, and you know, my inspiration, my hero, I want to play Sword Soul too. I want to play Umi Sword Soul. But we're going to Ash Blossom the Ecclesia. As Sword Soul was such a popular deck, and with the free structure deck, a lot of people have it. So if you have Sword Soul, you want to play some Umi Sword Soul, definitely subscribe to the channel because we'll be back with that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Opponent Heavenly Dragon Circle, getting a tie to the hand, but that is ending their turn. They're not doing any more plays. So they got 1 set back row. They got Taya in the hand and 1 unknown card. Let's activate. Horus discarding discarding Ash Blossom because we got the Call by the Grave in hand in case opponent has Maxi. We're going to draw an additional card in addition to getting that King Shark. Let's normal summon Buzzsaw, activate Buzzsaw. Opponent, effect Veiler. Now we know opponent's last card. It is the Taya that they added to the hand. So they got 1 mystery card set, and they got the effect Veiler. Since we know there's no Max C, I'm going to finger effect Veiler, and opponent's final card there is the Impermanence. So are we stopped fully? Well, not really. We got the mirror here, and we got the ability to discard cards with a King Sarcophagus. So we can discard this Buzzsaw with the Sarcophagus, and then use the White Mirror to summon another Buzzsaw from the graveyard and add 1 to the hand. So let's get our Horus here, our Happy onto the field, and then White Mirror, get our Buzzsaw to the hand, get a Buzzsaw on field, and this is lethal damage. So we're just gonna get in for 8,600. No more Xying necessary. Show some respect to the Sword Souls by giving them a quick death. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. Sharks doing their best in the event. with the help of the Horus engine. Opponent gonna hit us with Maxi, and if you lose the Maxi minigame, alright, you're losing. Alright, there is no getting around the Maxi minigame. Except opponent really wants to win the Maxi minigame. Alright. They hit us with the Maxi, we hit them with the Ash Blossom, and they're hitting us with the Cyframe Gear Gamma. So opponent, I'm just believing they're playing one of those all hand trap decks, and I'm like, all right, we could give them 2 cards to do a play, or alternative move, we can send our Horus to the graveyard. Opponent also Ash Blossom, also Ash Blossoming. All right, so this is a person who has Ash Blossom Maxi, Cyframe Gear Gamma in their opening hand. I believe that these last 3 cards are all hand traps. Opponent, my girl Mo Yi is here, but no card to reveal. This better not be the Sword Soul trap here. Better be another Imperm. We're getting slapped by my girl Mo Yi. Alright, well, I have hope. My girl Mo Yi without nothing to reveal is barely a girl at all. Let's summon Happy. Let's discard our Silent Sea Nettle opponent with the Ash Blossom again. Their last card was the hand trap. Thankfully, we can just keep doing this. Sarcophagus, just keep discarding cards as long as we believe. I'm going to just go into the Stealth Kraken. We're going to go into the Stealth Kraken, though, because we're going to play around Imperm. We knew opponent had it. If we did the Shark play, opponent was going to Imperm us. So, we made the Stealth Kraken. Stealth Kraken gets negated. We get to pop our opponent's Mo Yi, hit him with a little bit of damage. They got 1 card that they get to draw. The only draw that they could have that would even be good in this situation is Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed into Interruption plus full combo. Opponent did not draw it, and we should be able to cook them pretty quickly here. Let's discard, get our Imseti, and opponent knows that it is lethal damage and they are done. They were missing the Umi. Too many hand traps, not enough Umi. Let's go on to the next game. Our opponent has had enough of Yubel. They've had enough of Yubel, but have they had enough of Maxi in the standby phase? They have also had enough of that. Cross out, designate, negate the Maxi. Alright, well, we got Turtle, and we got Horus. So let's see if that's enough. Opponent playing another Centurion player. Centurion is here to make some synchros on our turn. It's like Goatee. It's like Goatee, but without the fish. You know, I can respect it, but I think they're making a mistake. They should just play Goatee, you know? Centurion Auxilia is going to add the Centurion Phalanx trap. And opponent passing the turn. Getting their Centurions in the back row. So what do we do here? And what can opponent do here? Well, opponent can make a negate by summoning the Centurion Primera. I'm pretty sure it's going to summon itself and then get another one. Or maybe they messed this up. I feel like they're missing some stuff. Let's activate our Imseti, discard our Shark. Opponent going to Centurion True Awakening. Negate the effect of the Horus to add to the hand. That is very sad for us, but we do have a Sarcophagus in the hand already. So let's get Imseti out here. Opponent going to Centurion Phalanx, banish the Imseti until our next turn. Alright, opponent. Let's get a Happy instead. Happy is here. Turtle not needed. Let's send their Centurion to the graveyard. Let's set our Call by the Grave and pass the turn. Opponent's got their Centurion field spell, but our Horse is coming back. They can try and resummon from the graveyard with the effect of the Phalanx, but we got the Call by the Grave to banish. So Auxilia not coming back. Can opponent beat our Horuses? Alright, where's the Sharks? Sharks are in the graveyard. We got a Zebra more in the graveyard here. And opponent cannot beat the Horus engine. Love to see it. Horus engine carrying the Shark deck. Let's go on to the next game. On to the last game today. Before we switch over to Umi, we got a very Shark heavy hand with the Ash Blossom to negate a Maximum C. And Right Hand Shark, also a card that got cut from the deck. I'm very excited for new Shark Poplar, alright? Shark Poplar gets added to the hand, special summons itself. That's where we want to be with Sharks. I think Konami finally decided to give Sharks some solid cards, but I still think, if you watch my interview with Jock Dom, he was asking for Shark Mathmech Circular. I don't think we got Shark Mathmech Circular, but I think he would be pretty happy with Shark Poplar. We could have him back on the show. Maybe he'll ask. Maybe he'll respond in the comments. We got opponent trying to do some Bestial Dragon Link things. We're going to yoink up this Bestial before it yoinks up our Full Armor Dark Knight by getting sent to the graveyard and searching for a Bestial spell trap. Alright, well, that's not the one that I thought it was. Alright, one of these, when it gets sent to the graveyard, eats our monster. So, you know what, let's just yoink. Let's yoink anyway. Commit to the yoink. An opponent can't accept being yoinked. One yoink was too much. Love to see it. Let's go on to the deck list. Alright, here it is. Here is the Umi Shark deck list. Let's go through all the cards. And, sorry, this is just regular Sharks. Shark Horus. And then we will be back playing Umi Sword Soul in the future. I got too excited. We got 2 Maxi, we got 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, we got triple Ash Blossom, we got 2 Exeremoras, we got triple Silent Angler, triple Buzzsaw, triple of the Lifeless Leaffish, we got triple of the Silent Sea Nettle, triple of the Abyss Shark, 1 Crystal Shark, 3 Insetties, 1 Happy, White Mirror times 2, Armored Exeat, 2 Sarcophagus, 2 Call By, 1 Crossout Designate, 2 Evenly Meshed, and 1 Full Armor Exeat. In the extra deck, Utopic Future, Utopic Draco Future. Alright, this is our Monster Negate, if we can make this, alright, with a single Bahamut Shark. Eggsy Armor Torpedo, we got the Full Armor Black Ray Lancer to hopefully deal with some back row maybe. We got Silent Honor Arc to yoinkify. We got Tornado Dragon to definitely deal with some back row maybe. We got Stealth Kraken, we got Kraken Spawn, we got Armor Fortress, we got the Full Armor Dark Knight Lancer, we got Hope Harbinger, we got Zeus, we got Starslayer Typhon, and we got SP Knight. Hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of the deck list of Sharks, of the new cards, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.